Welcome to Tech Brothers with Amit. Today we are going to learn how to download a file from FTP server and after downloading move from that folder to an archive folder. So consider a vendor, he puts a file with the date every day in that folder. We need to download and then we will be moving to the archive. Here on FTP server I have those folders. I have sales folder, that's where they put the file, and once we download this file, what we want to do, we want to move this file to the archive folder, and that's how they would know that okay, this file has been processed, or we would know that if this file has been processed or downloaded to our local directories. Now what I have for you here, I have a local folder that's empty right now, or vacant, whatever you call it. It doesn't have any file, so that's where we will be downloading the file and come back to SSDT, SQL Server Data Tools, or bids and create a package. In this time I'm going to create the package by using the variable. In one of the example I did with the how to move the how to rename the file, I use the package parameters. So if you are working on SSIS 2012 or 14, you can take a look on that one, and I will show you here as well how to use the parameters. So let's create a new SSIS package and we will be creating the variables. If you want to work with the parameters and want to use the configuration on SSIS 2012 or 14, click here and create the parameters by the same name, such as say local path. So this is one of the parameter you will be creating. This will be string type, and you will provide the value here that can be changed by the configuration. Now in this example we will not be using the parameters, but you can use and create them here. Now let's delete this one and come back to control flow, and we will use the variables. So the purpose was to show you can create the parameter or the variable, but both can be used in the configuration. If you are using the package deployment and you want to use the variables and have a SQL Server configuration or file system such as XML configuration, you can use the variables in the configuration. And if you are deploying your packages to the SSDB, then you have to use the parameters, and you will be using that one. So here consider this is SSIS 2005, 2008, or SSIS 2012 or 14, and we are interested to do the package deployment, and we will be creating the variables. We call it local folder, and this is going to be string, and we will save the value of our local folder in this one. I emphasize a lot on configuration because I know each package has to be deployed to multiple environments, and you want to use the variables or parameters to change or use them in configuration and change the values according to the environments. So here we will say remote folder, and in the remote folder we will be using sales, and then sorry, this one has to be string, sales, and then we have FTP server, and here I'm going to provide the FTP server. Now if you go back here, and remember, whenever I create FTP Connection Manager, I always recommend not to use FTP : but here we will be using that because we are going to use the script task, and inside that we need to have these values. So we'll have this one backslash, this comes from sales, and then we need a file name, and the file name is going to be sales underscore, this is file name, but I will build or create another variable and use the expressions to build the date part that we have to add it here, or we can use the same variable and write expression on that one, hard code this value. But I would recommend creating a next variable, and this will be coming from configuration, and the next will be using this value. And then we have username. This time I'm providing all these values so I can change by using the configuration. And this is password. Now we are all set. string. Here is my password. Don't try that. This will be changed once I'm uploading the video, so you don't have to connect with my FTP, but it's okay if you connect, there would be no files. So anyways, now this time we need to build the file name, and also we need one more variable called archive or file path. So this is going to be also built. So we are going to build by using expressions here. First of all, let's build the var file name. That will be file name plus the date part to it. So let's build that one. This is going to be string as well. This is going to be string as well. Here, come back, and now we are going to build it. Here we will be using the file name variable, that is sales underscore, and next we have to add the date part to it. So we will be casting the get date dt wstr comma 30, and then we should use the get date function, and we convert it to the string by using dt wstr, and here 30. Now this is adding the date part to it and time. We need only date part, so we'll be saying substring, and we will extract the first 10 characters from the left, that's date. Then we will remove the hyphen, so we will use a replace, and here I'm gonna replace the hyphen with no space or nothing, so I have put double quotes. The expression is going to be available on the blog post, and I will put in the link in the description, so you can use it, and just copy paste, and the .txt, that's the extension we have to add. So that's it. This is how we will build our file name with the date. Now we use the next one is the archive file path. So click here, go to expressions, and here we have to build that path as well. So we'll say dot backslash, and then we have to provide the folder name where we want to archive. So that can be also coming from the variables. You can have maybe archive variable and use it, but here I'm gonna just use the hardcode value backslash, and then here you will be providing the same file name. So it will be becoming dash backslash archive backslash this file name. Right now we don't have a file name here, so let's put the file name here. So file name will come first, and then we will be adding this value to it. So this is exactly, it will look a dot backslash archive backslash sales, and then you have the date part to it and .txt. Okay, so we will be moving that to archive folder. Now we have variables set up for all those different values, and we have local path, archive, and everything. Let's go back and bring our script task here, and then configure them. Here we will be using Visual Basic, Visual C#, and we have the option to use Visual Basic if you want, but I have done Visual Basic in other videos, and here we will be using C#. So go back and select all those variables what we need. Here we don't need the file name because we have built the var file name from the file name, so we don't need this one, but we need FTP server, we need local folder, we need user password, we need use remote folder, we need a username, and we need a var file name. It would be nice if it would just give us I don't know, just the user variables on the top, and then we can just select from there, but it's kind of sorted already. You have to drill through and find out your variables, and then select them whatever you need, and sometimes you can miss it, but if you have a lot of variables, system variables are also here, so select all of them. But if you will go read write variables, then there is no system variable, so you will have only the user variables. But in our case we are only reading the value, we're not writing it back, so that's not true for us. So hit OK. Now in the script we have to write the script. So what I'm going to do, I have written the script already. I'm going to copy and paste. This script will be available on the blog post as well. You can copy and paste for your example. and here paste the script. Now we are gonna go through each line and explain what we have here. I have created all those local variables. Now the value of these variables will be set by using the variables from the SSIS package. Now here we have string username, string password, string local folder, file name, FTP full path, archive file path. So here you see that I have username variable, that's the local variable, and I'm setting the value from the package variable. So I'm saying dts.variable user and then username, and then that's how I'm setting the values. And then for the password I'm setting it, for the local folder I'm setting the values, and here I'm building the complete full path for that file. So it has FTP server plus the remote folder plus the var file name that we have built by using the sales underscore the date time to it, and that's how our file look like. Now next part is we have file name, that's just var file name we will use at one point here, and then we have archive file path, that is our archive file path. So that's coming from the SSIS package as well. So let's see if this is the same exact name we are using it. So let me close this one. Sometime we just make the errors on the variable names. So that's exact file path. So let me see, I'm really bad with the sometime with the variable names. Okay, that's exactly same, so that's fine. Now it throw us error, but we are going to fix those errors. Come back, and here if we see web client, it is throwing us error because the reference assembly is not added. So what we have to do, we have to add that. So right click on this one, it is asking us, okay, you need to add this class system.net. So we added that one. Once we add that one, this error is gone. File is also, we are using the method from sys.io, so we have to add that part as well. So these two will be added to the namespaces here. If you click here, these two are added using system.net and using system.io. Now let's read the code quickly. Download the file to the local folder. This is the first part of that. So we are using the web client class, and we are creating a new object by using new web client, and then we are putting the credential, username and password, and then I'm just displaying a message to show you the file path on the FTP. And here we are using a byte structure, new file data, and here we send web request.download FTP from the FTP file, download to this structure, and then file.write all bytes, whatever the bytes we have saved in here, and that's coming from here. Name, you can see the name, and then we are saving that to the local folder and file name. So file name is coming from here, so we know that file name is sales underscore current date, what we have created by using the expressions. Once that's done, one thing we have to do, we have to say FTP web request, that's making a request to the FTP, creating a new one to this path with the folder name and FTP and file name. Then we are providing the credential, and here we are using the rename method, and once we are using that one, we are saying rename to and archive file path, that's the path where it will be archived. So we have already built this in the SSIS package by using expression, and we have saved to the local variable, that's what we are using here, and then we are all done. So save it, build it, build started, build succeeded, close it, hit OK. Last thing I would like to tell you, go to variables, and here if you go to archive file path, press F4, that take you properties, and check if evaluate as expression is true. Sometime in old versions that is not true by default, and so you would not see the values changing or expressions building those values. So you have to set this evaluate as expression to true by yourself. So you do that, and now if we go to variable, we can see that this is the path it is building, archive dot backslash archive backslash sales, and here it is building sales with the date part to it, and we have all other values. Now let's go and check if there is a file in the local folder. We don't have any file on the FTP. In the sales folder we have 2015-05-15, and in the archive we have only one file, that is 0514. So if I run that one, it should download it to local and then move to the, this one should move to the archive. Let's run the package. Okay, this is the file we are looking for, and we have created expression and everything. So this is file on which we will be doing the operation. Hit OK. It completed successfully. Stop the package, go back and take a look. In the local folder the file is downloaded. Next part, we have to go to the FTP, refresh sales folder. There is no file in the sales folder because it should be moved to the archive, and we can see that the file is moved to the archive folder. So this was the file. So that's how you will be downloading the file in SSIS from FTP server and then moving from one folder to another folder. A few things that I could have used a try catch block, and I didn't use it. There is not a whole lot error handling I have done in this script, but you can go ahead and put those try catch blocks, and if there is some more requirements you need to do according to your different requirement, you can make small changes in this script and make it work. Thanks very much for watching this video, and hopefully you like it, and see you in next video.